let's see how this is going to sound. Welcome. This is going to be a section that's going to build up on what Louis did on Tuesday. So hopefully you know how to create your model, build your envelope, put some elements, furniture, and some context into your design. And Louis showed you how to add some more realistic flares to it, like add some people, some plans, and also how we showed you how to play with materials. In terms of perspective, we showed you guys so far how to be drawing 3D views and different camera perspectives. Today I'm going to build up on Louis' lecture on Tuesday, where he showed rendering views and basically how to render exterior views. So today I'm going to show you how to produce interior rendering views and also how to fine-tune nighttime views and how to basically play around with the attributes of the rendering outcome, so to make it more balanced and pleasing. And by all means, these are tools that allow you guys to edit and customize what you want to reach the desired result. So go ahead and re-render and iterate until you reach the final outcome. So has everyone opened the file for the Metro Lab? Okay. So I'm going to start with nighttime views. And in order to have nighttime views, you need to have lights. So how we showed you, no one knows how to fix lights so far, right? Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do it. The main radiation light is between interior and exterior. And other than that, we have three basic types of lights. We have freestanding lights, which are basically floor lamps, table lamps, all the stuff you put on your desk or your floor. And you can basically go to the floor plan and just place it wherever. We have roll lights, which are like it's indicated by their name, they're coated by walls. And only by walls. Really will not allow you guys to place it anywhere else. And last but not least, we have ceiling lights. It's basically implied that you need to have ceiling to host those lights. And in general, about renderings, we have basic sources of light. The natural, which is the sun, and it's what basically Louis on Tuesday, and the artificial, which is what I'm going to focus on today. And you know that, but that's basically the same iteration along the same concept. So, to move on with lights, go ahead and open the first floor plan, and I'm going to go the hidden line and switch off the shadows to make it faster. Okay, so this lecture will focus on placing lights in its arbitrary overhead. By all means, skip that up, and that's the same idea of lights to wherever you want to place any type of lighting fixture. So let's go ahead and see how to place different types of our lights. So lighting fixtures can be found under components. So if you click that, we're in. We don't have any lights loaded in yet. So go ahead and load library. If you put a library, you can see the file lighting fixtures, where basically all your lights are in there. And this is the latest lights we can play around with. In this file, you can see in the exterior file, there are the exterior lights, and these are the interior ones. So I'm going to start with a basic floor lamp. I'm going to pick up this twitch here. It looks kind of cool. I don't know. I like it. I'm going to put it right across the desk over here. I'm going to put some more lights just to play around with it. So I'm going to go ahead and come on and add some more. So again, component, left family, not furniture, lighting fixtures. And I would also want to place, like, let's say, perhaps another desk lamp on the table over there. Let's see if we have something like a table lamp. Yes, we do. Standard. I'm just going to pick that one. Okay, and I want to place it like on this desk over here. Right? But as you can see, it's not visible. Reason being that it's basically buried under the desk because you have an offset. So let's see where this lamp is hiding. I'm gonna hide the table, and where is it? Standing on the floor. So if you're going to pick that up and go to element properties, instance properties, and you can see basically where it's posted. Okay, it's posted in level 1, but it's host as indicated over here. It's the floor. So basically at this point what you have to do is go ahead and measure the elevation of your furniture where you want your lamp or your fixture to be placed on. And go ahead and determine the appropriate offset. So I guess this table is like 2.5 feet above the ground. And if I go ahead and bring back the table, there it is. I can see my lamp. If your placement is correct, go ahead and go check the free view. In free view, you can see whether your object is either sinking in another object or in another surface or is floating. And when you do that, you will be able to adjust the offset. Okay, when you down here, downwards ribbon, the last icon to the right is called reveal hidden elements. And if you press it, it's going to basically write out all the elements that are hidden. So in this view, you can go ahead and right click to the element that is hidden and hit hide view and pick the element. Okay. Now I've picked my lamp. Everyone's happy. Let's place the other light in here as well. So let's go ahead and add some more lights. I'm going to add some wall lights here. So light fixtures, and let me add some cool wall type lights, more concept lights. Some cool ones that I know are the Scott's light, the sphere that we do. And because it's well posted, as you can see, it doesn't allow you to place it anywhere else apart from walls. So if you hover around the world, you see that the lamp appears. So go ahead and put it there. Come on. I'm going to put another one like right across it over here. And that's it. Okay, now that we've placed some light features, let me go ahead and show you some stuff regarding their buttons. So if you select one of them and you go to its type properties, you can see a bunch of information about its type of lighting fixture. It gives us some options about what kind of bulb they want this to have. So it's 60 watts, 100, 120 to 70. And that is directly related to the intensity of the light exposed by that picture. It doesn't really matter. I'm going to show you some tricks later how to adjust the light intensity, how to dim the light, and how to switch it on. So this really has to do where you're coming from. I mean, in the US, we basically use 60 watts lighting fixtures. Back in Europe, we use like 120 to 100. So that's the story behind that. But if you really want to change that, you scroll down and you go on to the metrics category and initial intensity. So go ahead and press this button here, and it brings you to another dialog ratio, which also allows you guys to customize it. So let's say I don't want 60, I want like 100. And what it does, it automatically calculates other very, very useful information, like especially when you're doing like electricity studies or energy performance and whatsoever, like the luminous intensity and the luminance of the light bulb producing it. So I'm going to press OK. I wanted 200 watts. I'm going to duplicate that. I'm going to call it 200. And I duplicated it. You see that the type appears up here. And also make sure you adjust the electrical load accordingly. So this one is 200 volts. Same story goes with multiplying fixtures you guys are putting in. So let me finish up with testing. I did that. Okay. Before we go to the ceiling lamps, let's go to how these lamps actually look like. So if you have a 3D view, its interior was offices. You can see that the lights have fixed up here. And if I cover in a bit, I'm going to walk real slowly and closely. And then I'm going to take a look, get closer, and then walk some more. You can see that all the lights have placed here. The sconce light, the table lamp, everything is here. So we're good. If you want to put this guy up higher, just go to their instance properties, select them, instance properties, and go to the elevation. The people are at 6.4 feet, put them up at 7, and up to the point that makes you feel better. Okay, so I'm looking for good stuff. Now I'm trying to place some ceiling lights. So I need a ceiling. Actually, I do have a ceiling here. So if you go right up, if you go to the project cover, underneath the floor plans, we have the ceiling plans. And just a little bit of information how this works by name. So how the ceiling plan works is basically, so level 1 ceiling, what it does is it goes to ceiling of level 1 and it looks up. So I'm going to pick up level 1 floor because it goes to the floor of the first level and it looks up, which means it's going to show me the ceiling of the first level. And the same goes for the other 2 levels. So if I want to see the ceiling for level 1, I'm going to pick on this view. And if I zoom in, you see I have a very nice laid out big ceiling over here. It's like the one above our heads right now. Okay. So let's go in this view and place some ceiling lamps. Again, component, low family, lighting fixtures, come on. And let's wait some else. So different lights are cool. The ones that are above the lab over here, although you know they're like independent pods. So let me go ahead and pick these. So I'm gonna move ahead. The grades help me to put the lights in quite nicely aligned. And I'm gonna put some few more to show you guys so you can play around with them. Okay, something else that I truly like are the truffle lights. So I'm going to pick up these truffle light. And I'm going to go ahead and place it, right on the grid, just to look nice. I'm going to place another one right next to it. All right. Yeah, perhaps I'll move this one a bit to the back. Cool. I can add another one. I can add it down light. It's I don't know, whatever. I'm going to pick this one, and I'm going to put this one here. Just to show. Right. So if we go back to our interior view, we can see that our lights, even the ceiling ones, are showing up, and everyone's like pretty neat in place so far. So I've done I don't know off the record, but let me show you guys. Pretty interested in showing you how to place a ceiling light without having a ceiling. I don't know if you got slow proofs and stuff. And, you know, if you have slow proof and you might say, oh, I want to have an exposed roof interior. That will look nice. So, all right, go ahead and go to level 1 again, where we were. And go ahead and hover around the design, and let's go to an area that doesn't have a ceiling, like this one over here. So, showing, go ahead and place a ceiling, it doesn't matter, put a generic one, and sketch the ceiling, doesn't have to be outside, just whatever. I'm going to place like a rectangular one. Don't worry about the dimensions, just throw a ceiling and finish it. Okay, now I have this slab ceiling hanging on top of my head. And I'm going to put in my lighting fixture, the ones I want. So I want to put this like nice spotlight. Right, but I don't want to see that piece of ceiling above my head. So if I take it out, my lighting fixtures are going to disappear as well. So what do I do? Pick your ceiling and say edit its boundary. Alright? And after in this environment, go ahead next to modify and click on boundary line. From the tools and options that show up, go ahead and pick the last one is called pick lines. The next one is pick lines. So pick that and zoom in to your lighting picture and trace it to its boundary. So pick this, no, okay. So quickly, come on. All right. Let's finish. Okay. Overlapping. What's overlapping? Delete it. No. Okay. Come on. Right. So, and after you finish, go ahead and delete the rest of your ceiling. Alright? And you see that my light bulb is still up there. So what does this do? Imagine it that there's no ceiling above you. Imagine that the little piece of ceiling that I've added here basically acts as a sticker. Well, you stick your lighting fixture up to it, but there's no ceiling. So it's very cool trick if you guys have like slow roofs or exposed roof ceilings or whatever. It's a pretty way to place some ceiling lighting fixtures. Alright. So after we place some lights, do some renderings. I'm going to show some interior renderings. So let's start with that. give you that sort of the nice interior view towards, let's make this one. Or this one. Let's make this one. Okay. Go ahead and render that. Yes, it's towards European territory. So show rendering dialog down there. Okay. Most fundamental thing with renderings is to pick up your lighting scheme. So, for example, Loris, who did daytime renderings the other day, picked up exterior and sun. Now I'm going to do interior and sun. I'm not going to show you the lights just yet. So it's some very basic stuff for interior renderings. So the lighting scheme basically chooses between the two sources of light, either sun and / or artificial. And there are different things that come along with each and every one of these. So I'll take this one. As Louis showed on Tuesday, you can do any time of day, any part of the world, not any, but there are many options. Seasons throughout the year, whatever. For now, Saturday's afternoon looks very good. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up a low quality setting. And that's how it looks. And I put it here. So it's not changing.
You have to click the vision.
Excuse me?
You have to click the vision.
So, okay, what it calculates, let me explain a few stuff about how rendering works. So when you render something in Revit, what it does, it basically calculates the light sources in that frame. And believe it or not, calculating the light exposure from the sun is basically easy for it to do. That's why it moves so fast. But the more light sources we have in one picture, the more difficult or more time-consuming is going to be for the software to calculate how much the light is exposed on the surfaces and how much it bounces and how much it reflects and whatsoever. So we're done. It's a very, very basic and low-quality rendering. You can see that, okay, there it should be more realistic. I can see some materials, but there's still more to be improved next year. You can see that I have a lot of harsh edges and light that's coming from the outdoors is basically flashing. I can't even see how the shadows go and whatever. So when you render something, go ahead and adjust the exposures and darken it, adjust the highlight, and whatever you do, just click apply and see how your image changes. So, for example, I just darkened the highlights a bit, which made my shadows from the morions and all over being a bit more realistic. So I don't have this light flashing all over my face in the background. You can play with the shadows, see how it looks, and also with the saturation color. So feel free to adjust your render views, attributes, as it pleases you. Okay, a very, very important thing that can make a huge difference with daytime rendering, interior or exterior, for interior, is light bouncing. Really quick, when the light enters through a window or a skylight or whatever, it bounces off the different surfaces. And the level of light bounces that Revit calculates depends on the quality, the rendering quality settings. So for low quality settings, it just calculates only 2 bounces, maybe, but there's much more to it. So Revit calculates very, very few bounces. The light does not diffuse naturally in this picture. So let me show you guys a quick, another trick to account for that issue without having to go to a high quality setting. have this nice preview and you want to render it. So you open the rendering dialog and go ahead and pick edit from the quality settings. And pick the quality settings default preview. I will do the medium one. And say quality to custom. Everyone got that? So all the rest of the options are enabled. So, excuse me? Cancel that. Go here and go edit. And pick one. I pick medium from the quality settings up here and say custom. So all the rest of the aspects are enabled. So let's get the next one here. I'm going to follow the method to make my point. I'm going to make this calculate 5 lighthouses. Let's see what this do to my rendering. So I have this custom setting done, still interior sun, everything else is as left. I didn't touch them. So I'm going to add a trigger. And let's see what difference does it make to our rendering view. Is everyone doing all right? Any questions? What kind of settings do you need for the project? I wouldn't say you need something. The thing with renderings is the basic idea is what there's no right or wrong. It's just what you're trying to understand. What I mean by that, if you want to render a static picture of your design, in order to portray the impact of shadows, per se, of the sun, you can get away with that with a low quality setting rendering. But, for example, if you really want to stress the impact of different materials in the wall joints and how they impact each other and how they look, then you would probably have to go for a higher quality setting of rendering. So, again, we don't have any requirements for assignment, so it's up to you guys to make sure that what you're rendering looks as realistic as possible. And bear in mind that the higher quality setting, the higher the quality of the rendering settings, the exponentially longer time it takes to Revit to calculate all that stuff and come up with a final outcome. Okay, so coming back to the previous one we saw, you see that my edges here, as they start showing up, they're much smoother and the light diffuses much more naturally into the space. So this picture actually it's much more realistic and has a better feeling to it. So let it finish and
One question. So this one is the one you design. Is there a way to have Revit like batch render so you like use it on the night as well?
I don't know. Believe me, if you want to render more than one view, it won't take just one night. So this is a low quality. And if you go up medium or high, as I said, the time that is required for the software to do, it increases exponentially. If you want to do a high quality for the exterior rendering, it could easily run for 12 hours or something. So anyway, so this is much better than the previous one. No?
Because this is low quality?
Yes, this is low quality.
So if you guys see how something like this, unless we were trying to show specific details of your effect as well?
Yeah, doesn't matter. And as I said, there's many steps. I'm just trying to show you guys as many tricks as possible because it's very deep. So although I have this low quality thing here, So there's a bunch of stuff you can do if you play around with it. Price, don't throw away renderings. You never know where you're going to need them, so it will be good to keep the renderings in your back pocket. So you do that by saving them to the project. So in the rendering dialog, under the image category, go ahead and click Save Project and rename it as you guys wish. So I'm just going to be like daytime bounce to the light bouncing. That's the only thing I wanted to show for interior daytime, and moving on to nighttime renderings. So I placed my lights correctly, and let's go to the interior view of my office where I have my lights. Okay, this is how it looks. So let's go ahead and render that and pick up the right lighting scheme. So it's interior artificial, so I have no sun. Imagine that there's like this imaginary switch, like you switch off the sun, so there's no sun. It's not. And pick up artificial only. That will have only your artificial lights, which are the lighting pictures you guys placed, showing up. And go ahead and pick low, quiet settings. That will be enough for now, and we'll trigger. Now you will see why nighttime views are much cooler than daytime ones. Reddit renders this nighttime interior view. Simply didn't touch the lights, the artificial lights. It assumes that all of them are working 100%, which means that there's no dimming, everything works to its full intensity. So they produce as much light as possible. So, okay, here we go, we finished it. And again, you can see it's a low quality rendering. The good thing is that you can see here up in the windows that my lights and some of the interior features are reflected. Excuse me? It's a graphic thing, I don't know. Back to the point. You see that some of the features are reflected on the window, which is a very realistic flare that Revit gives, because it basically calculates how the light bounces and is reflected on the glass, and that's realistic. That's how it's supposed to do it. Again, every time adjust exposures and make it look how you want, and create the correct atmosphere, and have fun with it. Okay, but let's say I don't much wrong with the lights. I don't need all these lights for this view. So even if you're not here, you go ahead and you open the rendering dialog, and this shows up, and you pick your lighting scheme, interior, artificial only, and you want to mess around with the lights. You don't want everything working 100%. So you go in here under the lighting category and press artificial lights. And what it comes up with is a list of all the lights in the building, not in this room only, in the building. So you go ahead and pick one of those, you can see that it blues it out in the picture next to it. Right here is fairly easy to find because I have lights only in this room. But what happens if I have lights over the building? This light is going to be like huge. So, a couple tricks to help you find your lights would be, one, if you're in this level, you can group them. So, other group options, new, and let's say, how do you want to group them? Let's say you want to group them by color. So I want all my tropical lights to be grouped up. So go ahead and pick up my tropical lights, hold down Control, and pick the other one, and press this button up here, move to group. And I have options of groups that I've created, and right now I've created only the tropical ones, so let me go ahead and put them there. You can group them by location, however suits you. Another trick that will make your life easier to locate your lights in this dialog is you have to remember the mark, which is the ID. So if you go ahead in your model and right click and into it in its properties, go ahead and edit the mark with the code that is right for you. So you can call this floor lamp as B1 or C1 or whatever, and it's automatically going to be updated in this list as well. So perhaps that could be helpful for you guys to look at, because now I just have the default description. Okay, so if you look at the light that you want to mess around with, if it's checked, it means it's on. If it's unchecked, lights up, lights up, lights up. If you want to adjust the dim, the dimming and the light intensity, it's here, it's in category. So if the dimming value is 1, it basically means that the light, if it's on, it works 100%. If you want to make it, I don't know, more romantic or something, go ahead and dim it. So, like this 0.2, and I want the pendant lights, and the other one.
You need to put it on. You need to cut those off.
If it's in, it will just go. It wouldn't be on. So. And you can switch something off or whatever. And this, if you group them, the good thing is that you don't have to switch off like element by element. You can switch off the whole group. So now all my lights are switched off. Okay, so you adjust your lights as you want, and pick your settings, and pull the trigger. Let's see how that looks. Perhaps coming back to some inquiries regarding what quality of rendering. It's not that we want something in particular, but from experience, I don't think you will have to go above medium. Medium looks pretty good, by the way. So, but even you can have pretty nice and neat renderings with low quality as well. So basically, it's not the focus for this assignment. So just as the time permits, go ahead and make some cool snapshots and render them, and that'll be fine. Okay. You saw I dimmed out my floor lamp so it doesn't, the light is not that intense, and so are the top lights up here. So it creates a whole different atmosphere. Again, if it's not satisfactory, go ahead and adjust the exposures and until you have the desired result. Again, don't throw display rendering, so save them to your project. So this is nighttime interior offices.
So once we unclick on off,
Excuse me?
once we unclick on,
I didn't unclick. Okay.
so that the one that I unclick on off.
Yeah.
And I think we did actually end up unclicking one of the.
No, I picked them back. Really?
You just take off the billing?
No, basically, if you unclick it, you'll just.
On, but the light's just not showing off the wall with it. It doesn't like the backside off.
Really?
Yeah. It's kind of like a glowing object there with no like light coming out of it.
Okay.
Reflection.
Can you check it, Louis?
Yeah.
It's not pretty fishy, huh? It's Revit. So. But, this is how interior nighttime renderings are. And let me go ahead and get out this dialog and show you how you guys can come up with some really, really nice nighttime exterior renderings. The thing with exterior renderings is that you need both lights, both interior and exterior. The reason for that being that as your exterior lights shine on the walls of your building, the interior lights will create depth that will allow you to see what's going on inside the building. Otherwise, if you don't have interior lights and you just place exterior lights and flashing on your building, they will flash and you will be able to see that beam and whatever, but other than that, it's going to be a black object. So you won't be able to see what's going on inside your windows and whatever. So let's go ahead and add some exterior lights. Let me go ahead and add some more lights in the inside. Let me go ahead and level 2, ceiling. So ceiling fans, level 2 floor, and throw some lights in. Okay, I want some of these. And we also put some others. Where are my trophy lights? Okay, here they are. I'm going to put some more of these too. Now, I'm just placing them around randomly to show you guys why the interior lights are needed when we are rendering. Okay, that should be enough. Right, so let's go to the cool exterior 3D view. Okay, this looks nice. Nice. Okay. So I would like to have some light on the ground here, flashing on my walls and exposing my cool materials and their texture. So I'm going to fix some of that. So I'm going to go to the first floor plan where I was. I'm going to switch the setting on. And let me uncrop now. So to see where exactly am I placing my lights. So let's go ahead and place another picture, low family lighting fixtures. I think these ones are spotlights. Yes, there they are. So there's such cool lights that they place in like archaeological monuments and stuff, placing on the ground and they throw the beam of light that shines in the wall. And it's a very, very nice artistic effect. So let me place some of these here. I'll place one here, one here, one here, and moving on. But as you can see, they basically point towards the other way. Let me rotate them and make them actually shine right on my building. So click on it, under the modify lighting features tab, rotate, and basically rotate them around 180 degrees. All right, that's fine. So let's go to my, here we go. You can see what my lights are here. We're blocking my light. Get out of there. Maybe I want to hide this just to show. Okay. So open the opening dialog, exterior, artificial only. And now low quality settings and pull the trigger. What I did is some more tips. In 2010, it gives you the ability to basically play with the background. Right now, I just have the default sky color, but if you click here on style, it has all those options like sky, clear sky, few cloud, cloudy, and whatever. And the last option is color. And if you click that, a color palette appears underneath, and you can basically pick the color of your sky if you want it. And if you have work in 2011 or 12, it gives you also the ability to add an image. So you can go ahead and download an image of a nighttime sky with stars and whatever, and throw it in your background. Okay, we're done. So you see that I put the lights in the inside in the interior, and that's why I can't see what's going on. Otherwise, I would just have these lights and everything else would be black. So adapting exposures is once again a very good practice. And makes this look good. Go ahead and save this to your project. So to be able to have it even after we close this dialog. Okay. So this is how it goes. Graphical preview, render it, pick up your desired quality settings, and when you're done, adjust exposures, max the light correctly, and you'll be more than okay. You can also export your renderings into images. The way to do that is go ahead under the renderings category and pick up what you want to export. Okay, I want this one. And I think it looks pretty cool, and I want to export it and make a poster out of it. So go ahead and say export and choose images and animations. And go ahead and pick image over here. This will make basically an image file of your rendering. And this file shows up. You can say where you want it. I'm going to just save it on my desktop.
To export images and animations? Yes.
And this network shows up. You can change the destination of where the file goes to, and you can also, I guess, coming back to your question, I think think this is the only way to render or produce pictures of multiple images. Is that the export means I just have it set to current window, which is the one I pick here. But if you select views and sheets and go ahead here, you can see the list of all the views, sheets, 3D views, and whatever that you might want to produce an image of. So it's another way to do it. Options, you can click, and format is a JPEG, JPEG medium, take just whatever your computer, your machine feels more suitable for. And go ahead and click OK. And it's done. So if you go up here, where is it? There it is. You can see that it's a picture lying on my desktop. If I click it, it shows up. Last but not least, you will need to drag all those nice and cool views to your sheets, right? So how do you do that? So go ahead and find the sheets in your project browser and right click and new sheet, or under the view tab, pick new sheet. Go ahead and create new sheet, and I think it's 24.6. So I have a blank sheet. Basic idea is the same. Pick up the rendering view you guys want and drag it in your sheet. Oh, it looks so small, and I made all this effort and time to make this look cool and whatsoever. I want to make it big. So, the way to make it big is actually pretty simple. Go ahead and select it and pick Activate View. And when it's activated, if you hover around it, it gets kind of purple, and if you click on it, those dots in the edges of the picture show up, which allow you guys to drag it and enlarge it. So, whoop, here it goes. Make it as big as you guys want. And when you're finished, either press the icon up here to deactivate, or right click on the view and say deactivate view. So, as you may see, although I enlarged my view, the title underneath doesn't follow up. So it's still this small line, but it's not aligned to my view, to my new updated view dimensions. So, how do I, in order to bring it back normal, I select the picture again, and you see that those two blue dots appear for the title line underneath. So go ahead and put it with a view, pick one and drag it all the way until it's aligned with the view. So now everything's perfect. At the very end, all in all, go ahead and compose a very nice looking, nicely aligned sheet of rendering. So go ahead and add, no. Is this one? So yeah. Go ahead and add some other view. Come on. And compose a very nice sheet. Okay, just don't have stuff overlapping. Just doing this randomly. Which is gonna make your customer really, really happy. Right. Let's wait there for about 5 minutes. Then have a break, and we're gonna come back with the walkthroughs. It's gonna be movies of your cool design.